Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. Again, like so many other topics, we started one place and rolled right into other ones. I think that how it started was we kind of joked about how many people fall off the parapet. And then when we were doing the Britt and Brad stuff.
Apparently we weren't the only one, though, because again,
right,
there were multiple write-ups on it. So,
but where we got our idea was when we were doing the research for Britt and Brad, watched Liesl push Brad over. And I was like, ooh, that'd be fun. And then, of course, we had to do the castle.
Yes.
And then I didn't realize that like the Catacombs and Stables actually have storylines that they've gone through. So they're not as in depth, but that's what we're going to talk about today is the Stables and the Catacombs.
Exactly. Just throw them together and then you know everything you need to know about Windermere.
Until it falls in the ocean, the harbor.
There you go.
You were going to say something.
Oh, we were talking about knowing the General Hospital is not real. But sometimes our lives are so crazy that it doesn't seem that far-fetched. That's what I was thinking of. We had that conversation like off the air or whatever. But
I'm pretty sure at some point we have had it on the air.
I'm sure we have. But when I saw Liesl have Brad sitting on the ledge and then she pushed him to this week where she's like, thank you for being such a good friend to my Britta. I'm like, I don't know how he's forgiving you for the fact you literally made him sit on the ledge and then pushed him off of it.
Well, he pushed her off the Haunted Star. They feel that they are even.
I don't know that that's even. I don't know that water is even to hard ground. I guess it's really cold.
He fell in hay.
But she didn't plan that.
No, but it happened.
True. I don't. Which would you rather be pushed onto, the hard ground or water?
1,000% water.
I think I would rather water also.
As long as it's not... Am I close to the rocks? Am I just getting pushed? If like the Haunted Star was straight into water, 100%.
Okay.
But not towards the blades.
Okay.
Obviously.
If I'm with you, will you save me? Because I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, we got to work on that.
But I also don't want to fall on the hard ground, so I'd pick water too.
Yes.
Sure, everyone was wondering.
Yeah.
All right. Are we doing Catacombs first?
Yeah, we'll do the Catacombs first.
All right. So in case you didn't know, the Catacombs are a fictional section of the fictional city, Port Charles, New York.
Is it really part of the city, though? Because I feel like it's just Spoon Island, right?
But it leads to the city, doesn't it?
But that means it has to go under the water.
Yeah.
No one ever talks about that.
I mean, apparently they feel like it's very safe. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I always read things, apparently, because I read quickly, and then I go, wait a second.
Do you want to start then?
Sure.
Go ahead.
For more than 150 years, Port Charles has been the main location for the smuggling of contraband goods into the country, specifically New York and the Northeast. The catacomb tunnels were originally dug under the city's Asian corner by the Triad, who is Brad's biological family that has run it for generations. I didn't know that they dug that.
I didn't know either.
I knew that Brad was obviously, like we've talked about that. But, oh, and by the way, this is February 2023 in case some of the stuff we're talking about is...
I don't know that they technically dug it, though. It says
again,
dug
under
by
the water.
Triad, but then it says Brad's family is in control of it. Oh,
Brad's biological family has run it for generations.
It doesn't say they dug it. It says it was dug
under the Asian quarter by the Triad.
Yeah.
Okay. Over time, the tunnel system spread over more of the town to handle the flow of illegal goods, much of it coming over Lake Ontario from Canada. Again, I have questions about this water because now I know that they can do it, but I feel like 150 years ago, maybe not. I need to know how this...
I feel like they can.
150 years ago.
Yeah.
Dug under the water?
Yeah.
For tunnels?
Yeah, I'm with them. I have faith.
Okay. I'm not saying like tunnels period couldn't be done, but I just feel like the water thing. All right. I guess we start in land and just, okay. The heyday for contraband flowing into the city was during Prohibition. Booze of all kinds was illegal in the United States, but legal in Canada. When the series of tunnels on Spoon Island, including under Windermere, were dug. Today's smuggling is still a big Then why do we even have the ports? Why do we even have the harbors?
Right.
Why aren't we just using... Okay. Whew.
Maybe they're not that stable. You couldn't constantly be running stuff
True.
underneath.
And I mean, not to...
They got to shore that up with some concrete or something
Right.
first.
And you could... Where do you go?
Yeah.
You can't really hide. It's tunnels. I mean, you can, but
Mm-hmm.
Today, smuggling is still a big business in Port Charles, controlled by Sonny Corinthos, and the Triad is alive in a live and let live arrangement. Why do he and Selena never discuss that?
Mm-mm.
However, instead of using... Maybe by now they have. However, instead of using hidden tunnels, the contraband is stored until shipment to New York City and other points in the series of waterfront warehouses. The catacombs were run under the Asian quarter of the city in 1985. In the 1985 storyline, where Frisco Jones, Sean Donnelly, and Suki were hiding from the evil mastermind Chang Wu. In the 1993 storyline, saw Lucky Spencer and Sly Eckert hanging out in the catacombs while hiding from Frank Smith's henchmen. As the henchmen closed in, Bill Eckert finds them just in time and is shot in the back, protecting the children. Bill dies in the catacombs while Lucky and Sly are rescued by Luke Spencer and Laura Weber. In 1996, when Bobby Spencer discovers Damian Smith slept with Lucy Coe, she plotted her revenge by pretending to be a secret admirer and lured Damian into the catacombs. Then she cut the electricity and Damian tried to climb. Who pays that bill? Then later, Damian climbed out of the tunnel into the dark. Not being able to see the 3 inches in front of him, Damian fell and broke his back.
Oh.
The catacombs were then referenced in 1997 when Sonny Corinthos was being set up for drugs and Brenda Barrett was kidnapped by an employee of Sonny's that blamed her for Lily's death. Brenda was brought to the catacombs to lure Sonny, and when he arrived, an explosion was set off which sealed off all the exits. Brenda went into withdrawal from the painkillers and Sonny began to suffer from claustrophobia. I think that was actually the first time that we knew about his... Both thinking they were going to die in a mid... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a romantic.
You don't want to...
But if I'm suffering from claustrophobia and you are going into withdrawal, there's no way that this was... Both thinking that they were going to die, admitted their undying love for each other, and made love.
Ew, that's
so dirty. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I guess if you think you're going to die, who cares? But, ew. They probably didn't even have a blanket. Oh, all the rocks.
Ow.
Ouch, okay.
Is that a rock or are you just happy to...
In 2004, Cody McCall was murdered in the catacombs under Windermere Castle by his former business partner, Ben Rogers. In 2013, Caleb Morley kidnapped Sam Morgan and her son, Danny Morgan, bringing them to Windermere. Sam is later found and rescued by John McBain and Lucy Coe at the catacombs. After a brief struggle, Caleb is supposedly killed by John. And then Robert Scorpio and Anna Devane decided to deal with Faison once and for all by leaving him trapped inside one of the catacombs under Windermere. However, unbeknownst to them, Faison managed to escape. How is it unbeknownst to them whenever this tunnel system goes everywhere?
I don't know.
Okay.
They should have known.
Yeah. In 2014, Heather takes Carly into the catacombs in Windermere. When Cameron, Emma, and Spencer discover Heather, she tells them there's a chupacabra hiding in the stables to keep them from finding Carly. Before Heather can kill Carly, she's discovered by Franco, whom she shoots, but is later stopped by Anna Devane. Some of this is a little repeat from when we talked about the castle, but it's specific to the catacombs. So if you only are listening to this, now you know. In 2018, Faison returned to Port Charles and kidnaps Liesl Obrecht, taking her to the stables at Windermere. When Faison discovers Lulu attempting to rescue Obrecht, he traps her and gasses the room, leaving both to die. However, Lulu remembered that the catacombs are under the stable, and that's where she and Liesl hid until they were rescued by Dante and Sonny. And then in the beginning of 2019, Terry Randolph tells Oscar, Jocelyn, and his parents that the treatment for his brain tumor did not work and that he will die in a matter of 7 to 8 months, but it might also go as early as 6 weeks. Oscar decides that he wants to live the rest of his life having fun. He tells Joss that he has not seen a lot of Port Charles and that he wants to see the catacombs. They get as far as getting to a cellar that is above them, and he has another seizure. He is saved by Drew and Jason after Sam finds them trapped and is taken to the hospital for further observation. I guess I never realized that that was the catacombs. I think that I just assumed that that was like
a walk they were taking with a weird different path or something.
But we knew that like he fell. We knew that.
Yeah.
But
I can't say if I was
Did they
dying.
fall?
The Catacombs is what I would really want to go see.
They didn't fall, right?
I thought he fell when he had the seizure and she couldn't get him up.
But weren't they? I feel like they were. I thought that they had kind of fallen through a floor. Or am I mixing that with something else? I think I'm mixing that with something else.
I think you're thinking of the nurse whenever they were trying to steal Maxie's baby. And Peter
no, because that was in the middle of the woods.
It was, but they fell.
Was there water around Oscar?
I don't know.
I know what I'm thinking of, and I cannot picture the people there, but okay. Oh, so much. Okay. But, I mean, if you were going to die, wouldn't you want to, like, just see?
No, not the Catacombs. I want to see pretty places. Let's, like, take the boat out or something. Yeah, no thanks. Not into that. Not into that at all. So we're going to go to the stables, which I feel like I'm just going to keep saying caught on fire, caught on fire, caught on fire. But okay. The Windermere Stables, fictional location, on Spoon Island in the fictional city of Port Charles. In 1997, Luke Spencer sets the Windermere Stables on fire.
That's
after Stefan Cassadine attempts to use a computer chip inside that will enable Stefan to control the world's finances. That's the one that was in the Fabergé egg.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan's intention was to add to Nicholas Cassadine's vast inheritance by using the chip. Nicholas insists on Stefan's help in putting out the blaze, and initially Stefan refuses. However, after a shoving match where Nicholas falls and hits his head, Stefan abandons his plans and attends to his nephew. In March 2002, Helena Cassadine returns to Port Charles and hides in the stables while blackmailing Nicholas's girlfriend, Gia Campbell.
Really?
Gia.
Helena hung out in the stables all that time?
Maybe it has an en-suite also. In January 2006, Nicholas Cassadine and Emily Quartermain reunite and make love in the stable.
No, hey! Straw, it's not the Quartermain Stables that has like the nice little, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. To each his own, but you know, ouch.
Ew. Years later, Nicholas would also make love to Emily's twin sister, Rebecca Shaw, in the stables. No. That whole storyline I was not happy with.
No, that was...
On January 8th, 2014, Carly Spencer is kidnapped by Heather and taken to the Quartermain boathouse. Luke tries to rescue Carly before Heather's two henchmen knock out Luke. Heather takes Carly to the stables at Windermere after killing the stable hand so no one interrupts them. Cameron, Spencer, and Emma are nearby and hear Carly calling for help. The kids talk to Heather in the stable, who hid Carly in a basket in another room. It wasn't a basket. Here. Yeah,
it's like it's like a trunk.
Yes. Yeah, it wasn't a basket.
You think a basket, you think like...
yeah, how are you getting in a basket? Yeah. No, it's a trunk.
Maybe it's made out of wicker?
Maybe.
Or...
I don't know.
Other material, but it was definitely like a trunk.
She's in the trunk in another room with the horses. Heather says that she was the only one who called for help as there was a chupacabra nearby. Cameron and Spencer were fighting for Emma's love. Heather convinces Emma that she shouldn't be fought over, and the kids leave.
Heather does have some really good points sometimes.
Sometimes. Later, Heather has Carly in a sack as Spencer and Cameron come in. Heather says she caught the chupacabra and tries to convince the boys to stab Carly with a special chupacabra killing knife, but they're scared and run off.
Could you even imagine if that had worked?
God, that would be so awful, but it's really funny.
Now, I mean, Cameron and Spencer would be messed up.
So Carly gets free and fights with Heather, who finds a secret passage to the catacombs inside the stables and takes Carly there.
It's a trap door.
On January 19th, 2018, Faison returns and knocks Obrecht out in the alleyway. He then locks her in the tack room at the stables and ties her to a pillar, taunting her about what he plans to do to their son, Nathan, who was revealed to be Faison's son with Obrecht 2 weeks earlier. Later, when he goes back to check on Obrecht, he sees Lulu trying to save her, so he took her phone away and trapped her as well, leaving them behind. Obrecht passes out while Lulu found a sign that Spencer made which said, "Beware the Chupacabra."
Aww.
And she knew the secret entrance to the tunnel was nearby.
That was Kid Spencer, too. So
very cute.
Yeah.
Dante and Sunny went to the stables, and Dante kicked open the locked door to the tap room, which was empty. He and Sunny went to Windermere, and Nina let him in as she and Valentine had just gotten back to town. Lulu had found the secret entrance in the stables, and Valentine opened the secret passageway with a button under the fireplace at Windermere. Dante found Lulu and Liesel inside the tunnel. And then in July 2018, Liesel Obrecht kidnapped and held Peter August hostage in revenge for his hand in her son's death. When Liesel was in danger of being discovered, she took and hid Peter in the stables at Windermere, and after Nina Reeves became involved, she opted to turn Peter in, but not before Liesel could set the stable on fire. Number 2. Nina and Peter became trapped inside as the fire raged, but were soon rescued by Valentine and Hamilton Finn. Valentine later stated that the stables were burned to the ground.
And that was the really funny part because Wes Ramsey is pretty tall, not pretty taller, but he's
taller.
He's pretty taller. He's taller than James Patrick Stewart and Michael Easton, and they were carrying him, and they talk about it a lot because they're like, it was the weirdest thing for us to be carrying him out.
Just slide that leg behind you a little. Let's make it look good.
It definitely feels like there was a lot more fires when we were reading just about
I guess it was just that too. But now we know if we need to do something on Cassadine Island, set it on fire.
We know where the catacombs are. We know where the stable... Well, but...
Yes.
They are... Were they rebuilt?
Yes. The stables were rebuilt because that's where Charlotte's horse is.
Right. Because it ends with Valentine later stated that the stables were burned to the ground, but you're right. When he lived there with... So that would have been like in 2020. So he had 2 years to get them rebuilt. Yeah.
The price of lumber at that point, though, man.
He could have rebuilt the entire thing. Now, they'd get the welcome sign.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't matter. They've got Cassadine money.
They do. They do.
And it's a show.
That is
We do remember that occasionally.
We do, but it's fun to talk about like it's real life.
Absolutely. It's our nice little escape. Okay, we knew that this would happen, and of course it did. Haven't heard about the stables on Spoon Island for years. Nothing's happened. And then sure enough, in February of 2023,
Ava decides to hide a dead Nicholas, and then he turns out not to be dead.
Yep, and that came out in March.
Yes.
Of 2023. So in case you are listening to this years later, this is the quick update between the time we recorded in January, because I think it was literally the next week that Ava conked Nicholas over the head with a griffin, and Austin came and brought the body down to the stables. It stayed there for a few weeks. Dante showed up and was like, hey, what's behind this door?
Door number 1. Boom. With his crowbar.
It's a watch.
And
that stopped at the exact time that we think Nick... How did they think about that, though? Oh, that sounds like about the same time that he went missing.
Right. If he would have been moving boxes and stuff in the stable, he could have bumped it against the wall and broke it at that time.
Right.
It has nothing to do with someone inflicting harm on him.
No. But anyway. But then we know, because we talked about the fact that there was the trap door from when the Chupacabra and everything was in there. Well, Heather said that it was. And Mason has Nicholas on life support. And we don't know what's happening.
Yeah. That would be a whole different update as to why.
Yeah. We'll catch you up on that when we remember to. So yeah, now you have learned about Windermere Castle, the catacombs, and then also the stables.
And the parapet.
And the parapet. I knew I was missing one.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, the thing that started it all. The parapet.
Yes.
So
good luck if you go to Windermere. Don't get stuck in the catacombs, burned in the stables, or tossed off the parapet.
Correct. So we'll see you. We'll see you.
See you?
We'll Join us on Monday as we recap this week's shows.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.